In this episode of Exploring Economic Evolution, we embark on a journey to dissect the intricate issues of income inequality and worker protections. To fully grasp the gravity of these topics, it's essential to lay the groundwork with historical context. We'll start by understanding how income inequality and worker protections have evolved over the years and their profound impact on modern society. Howdy, I'm just some random nude dude sitting in my closet talking to myself. It's also where I celebrate the power of free thinking and encourage bold ideas. As a society, we're often afraid to challenge the norms and think outside the box. But here, I embrace the unconventional. So sit back, relax, and join me on this journey of exploration, where we embrace our inner nude dude and push boundaries to discover new perspectives. In our ever-evolving world, where economic systems, policies, and social dynamics constantly shift, understanding the dynamics of income distribution and the rights of workers is more crucial than ever. These issues aren't confined to the pages of textbooks or economic theories. They're woven into the fabric of our daily lives, shaping the opportunities we have, the choices we make, and the societies we inhabit. What's remarkable about this topic is its sheer breadth. Income inequality touches on everything, from the wages we earn, the education we receive, the health care we access, to the homes we live in. It influences not only the financial well-being of individuals, but the stability and harmony of entire communities and nations. Similarly, the rights and protections afforded to workers form the cornerstone of a modern workforce. Whether it's negotiating fair wages, ensuring safe working conditions, or protecting against discrimination, these rights impact the lives and livelihoods of billions of people worldwide. The way we navigate these issues can either foster greater equality or exacerbate disparities. But here's the beauty of our exploration today. There is no easy answer and no one-size-fits-all solutions. Our aim is to equip you with a deeper understanding of the intricacies so you can engage in informed discussions, advocate for positive change, and contribute to building a fairer and more equitable world. We'll embark on a journey through time, dissecting the historical context of income inequality and worker protections. We'll explore the trends that have shaped income distribution since the 1970s, unravel the implications of the decline of labor unions, and examine state-level policies that can either fortify or weaken worker rights. We'll also cast our gaze beyond borders, examining the global landscape of income inequality and worker protections. From the Nordic model to the challenges of the gig economy, we'll scrutinize the diverse approaches that nations employ to address these issues. We'll dig into historical successes, extracting valuable lessons from moments in history when societies made strides to reduce income disparities and fortify worker protections. Plus, we'll unravel the ripple effects of income inequality on society as a whole, from education and healthcare to crime rates and social cohesion. This episode isn't just about dissecting problems. It's about envisioning solutions. We'll delve into the future trends, exploring how automation, the gig economy, remote work, and other forces may shape the future landscape of income inequality and workers' rights. We'll also touch on the role of experts, advocacy organizations, and government policies in navigating these turbulent waters. And last, but certainly not least, we'll wrap it all up with a section on actionable steps, giving you, our dear viewers, the tools to engage in these topics in meaningful ways. So grab your favorite beverage, settle into your comfiest chair, and get ready to embark on an illuminating journey through the intricate web of income inequality and worker protections. We're here to inform, inspire, and empower you to be part of the solution. Let's get started. To truly grasp the complexities of income inequality and worker protections, we must journey through history to uncover the roots of these enduring issues. The seeds of income inequality were sown during the Industrial Revolution, as society transitioned from agrarian economies to industrialized ones. The rise of factories and machinery led to dramatic disparities in wealth between factory owners and laborers. Working conditions were often harsh, and wages were meager, giving rise to early labor movements and the need for worker protections. The 1930s brought the Great Depression, a devastating economic crisis that further illuminated the need for safety nets and regulations. Mass unemployment, widespread poverty, and homelessness pushed governments to enact policies such as Social Security in the United States, marking a significant step towards protecting citizens from economic hardship. The mid-20th century saw the impact of two world wars, which, among other things, prompted increased government intervention in economies. Labor unions gained significant influence during this period, advocating for better wages, working conditions, and benefits. This era marked a notable shift in the balance of power between employers and employees. In the post-World War II era, many Western countries experienced unprecedented economic prosperity. This period, known as the Golden Age of capitalism, saw the expansion of the middle class and the implementation of policies aimed at reducing income inequality. Progressive taxation and social welfare programs became integral components of these societies. The 1970s ushered in an era of neoliberalism and globalization. Deregulation and market-oriented policies gained prominence, contributing to the dismantling of some worker protections and a widening income gap. Technological advancements and the outsourcing of jobs to lower-wage countries further exacerbated income inequality. By exploring these historical milestones, we gain a profound understanding of how income inequality and worker protections have evolved over time. It becomes evident that these issues are not isolated phenomena, but deeply intertwined with the progression of societies and economies. This historical context serves as a crucial backdrop for comprehending the challenges and opportunities we face in the present day. Since the 1970s, income inequality has undergone significant transformations, reshaping the economic and social landscapes of many countries. Here, we'll dissect these trends to gain a comprehensive understanding. One of the driving forces behind income inequality in recent decades has been rapid technological advancements. While technology has boosted productivity and created new industries, it has also led to wage disparities. High-skilled workers who can adapt to and harness technology have seen their incomes soar, while those in lower-skilled jobs, often susceptible to automation, have experienced stagnant or declining wages. The process of globalization has interconnected economies worldwide. While this has led to economic growth, it has also shifted economic power. Companies have taken advantage of global supply chains, often moving production to countries with lower labor costs. This has led to wage pressure in high-wage countries, contributing to income inequality. The financialization of the economy, particularly in the United States, has resulted in significant income disparities. Financial institutions and professionals have seen substantial income growth, while the average worker's wages have struggled to keep pace. The financial crisis of 2008 further exacerbated these inequalities. The decline of labor union membership has played a pivotal role in income inequality. Unions historically acted as a powerful advocate for workers, negotiating for better wages and working conditions. As union membership waned, workers lost a significant mechanism for addressing income disparities and improving labor standards. Changes in tax policies have also contributed to income inequality. Reduction in progressive taxation, where higher-income individuals pay a smaller percentage of their income in taxes, have benefited the wealthiest, exacerbating income gaps. Meanwhile, social safety net programs have often faced budget cuts, limiting their effectiveness in addressing inequality. The divide in educational attainment has become a major driver in income inequality. Those with access to higher education and specialized skills are better positioned to secure higher-paying jobs. However, the rising cost of education has created barriers for many, perpetuating income disparities. The emergence of the gig economy and precarious work arrangements have added complexity to income inequality. Many gig workers lack the stability and benefits of traditional employment, often earning less and lacking access to crucial worker protections. Rising housing costs and wealth inequality have compounded income disparities. As home prices skyrocketed in some regions, those who can afford to invest in property benefit from wealth accumulation, while those unable to access home ownership struggle to build assets. These trends demonstrate the multifaceted nature of income inequality, influenced by a combination of economic, technological, and policy factors. Understanding these dynamics is essential for addressing these pressing issues and formulating effective policies to promote economic equity. The decline of labor unions and the erosion of workers' rights have reshaped the labor landscape, contributing significantly to income inequality and altering the dynamics between employees and employers. Labor unions have historically played a vital role in safeguarding workers' rights. They advocated for fair wages, improved working conditions, reasonable working hours, and benefits like health care and pensions. Union membership offered workers a collective voice and negotiating power with employers. As companies expanded internationally, they often sought to reduce labor costs. This led to outsourcing and offshoring of jobs, which weakened the bargaining powers of unions in high-wage countries. Automation and technological advancements also contributed to job displacement and union decline. Industries that were heavily unionized, such as manufacturing, saw automation replace many jobs. Some governments enacted anti-union policies and passed legislation that made it more challenging for workers to organize and bargain collectively. Right-to-work laws, for example, limit the ability of unions to collect dues and maintain membership. The shift from manufacturing to the service sector and the growth of the gig economy created challenges for traditional unions, which often focused on industrial workers. New forms of work made organizing more complex. The decline in union membership has been associated with wage stagnation for many workers. Unionized workers tend to earn higher wages and enjoy better benefits, and their presence can put upward pressure on wages in entire industries. With fewer unions advocating for job security, many workers face greater precarity in employment. Temporary and part-time positions, which often lack the job security and benefits of full-time roles, have become more common. The decline of unions has also resulted in the reduction of benefits for workers. Healthcare coverage, retirement plans, and other benefits that unions often secured for their members have become less prevalent. The decline of unions has implications for broader worker protections. With less organized labor, the enforcement of labor laws and regulations may become more challenging, potentially leading to violations of workers' rights and safety standards. Some regions and countries have responded to the declining unions with policies aimed at strengthening workers' protections. These include efforts to raise minimum wages, improve workplace safety regulations, and expand access to benefits. The decline of labor unions and the weakening of workers' rights have had profound consequences on income inequality and the well-being of workers. Understanding these dynamics is crucial for shaping policies that address the challenges faced by today's workforce and promote fair labor practices. Examining the policies implemented at the state or regional level provides valuable insights into how different areas address worker protection and income inequality. Here, we'll delve into the subject to understand the variations, challenges, and successes. States often have authority to set their own minimum wage rates, leading to significant variations across regions. Some states have implemented higher minimum wages than the federal standard to address income disparities and the cost of living. These policies aim to uplift low-wage workers and reduce income inequality, although debates continue over the appropriate level of the minimum wage. Labor regulations encompass a wide range of laws that govern working conditions. State-level labor regulations can include rules on working hours, overtime pay, breaks, and workplace safety standards. Variations in these regulations can impact the quality of work life and worker protections, with some states opting for more stringent rules to safeguard workers' rights. The classification of workers as employees or independent contractors has significant implications for worker protections. Some states have passed laws clarifying worker classification, aiming to prevent the misclassification of employees as independent contractors, which can deprive them of benefits and protections. Paid leave policies, such as sick leave and family leave, can vary widely at the state level. Some states have enacted laws mandating paid leave for workers, providing support during times of illness or family emergencies. These policies can alleviate financial burdens and promote worker well-being. State-level workplace safety standards can diverge from federal regulations. Some states prioritize worker safety with stricter standards and enhanced enforcement, while others adhere closely to federal guidelines. These variations can impact worker safety and the protection of workers from occupational hazards. The ability of workers to engage in collective bargaining and union activities can vary significantly from state to state. Right-to-work laws, which is really privilege-to-work laws, for example, allow workers to choose whether or not to join a union and pay union dues. States with such laws often have lower union membership rates, influencing the strength of organized labor and its ability to advocate for workers' rights. State governments are responsible for implementing and enforcing worker protection laws. The effectiveness of these laws can vary based on factors such as resources allocated for enforcement, oversight agency effectiveness, and political will. These state-level policies directly impact workers' lives. For example, workers in states with higher minimum wages may experience greater economic security, while those in states with weaker labor protections may face more challenges in asserting their rights and assessing benefits. Analyzing the outcomes of these policies provide critical insights. Researchers and policymakers study how state-level policies impact income inequality, worker well-being, and overall economic health of regions. It's essential to examine the challenges and limitations of state-level policies. These may include issues related to enforcement, compliance, and disparities in worker protections across state borders. By examining these state-level policies comprehensively, we gain a nuanced understanding of how different regions address worker protections and income inequality. This knowledge can inform the discussions on the potential impact of such policies and help shape effective strategies to promote fair labor practices. Taking a global view of income inequality and worker protections allows us to compare strategies, policies, and outcomes across different countries and regions. Here, we'll explore the broader international context to gain insights into how nations address these critical issues. Income inequality varies significantly from one country to another. Some countries have successfully managed to reduce income disparities through progressive tax policies, strong social safety nets, and targeted wealth redistribution. In contrast, others struggle with high levels of inequality due to factors such as weak labor protections and unequal access to education and opportunities. Nations like Sweden, Norway, Denmark, and Finland are often cited as examples of successful approaches to addressing income inequality. These countries embrace the Nordic model, characterized by comprehensive social welfare systems, high taxes on the wealthy, and strong labor unions. These policies have contributed to lower levels of income inequality and robust worker protections. In contrast, countries following the Anglo-Saxon model, such as the United States and the United Kingdom, tend to have higher income inequality. These nations typically prioritize market-oriented policies, lower taxes, and less government intervention. The trade-off is often reduced social safety nets and weaker worker protections. The strength and breadth of social safety nets vary widely. Some countries provide universal health care, free education, and generous unemployment benefits, ensuring that citizens have a social safety net to fall back on during times of need. In contrast, other nations have more limited safety nets, placing greater responsibility on individuals and families. Labor market regulations encompass a range of policies, including minimum wage laws, employment protections, and collective bargaining rights. Countries with strong labor market regulations tend to have more equitable income distribution and better protection for workers. The impact of globalization on income inequality varies. While globalization has driven income growth and reduced poverty in some developing nations, it has also contributed to income disparities in developed countries. The offshoring of jobs and the race to attract foreign investment can lead to wage pressure in high-wage countries. Scholars debate the relationship between income inequality and economic growth. Some argue that high levels of inequality can hinder economic growth and limit opportunities for a broad segment of the population. Others contend that moderate inequality can incentivize innovation and entrepreneurship. International organizations like the United Nations, the International Labor Organization, and the World Bank regularly assess and compare income inequality and labor market conditions across countries. Their reports offer valuable insights into global trends and policy effectiveness. Policymakers often look to countries for policy inspiration. The success stories and lessons learned from different nations can inform policy decisions aimed at reducing income inequality and strengthening worker protections. By examining the global perspective, we can learn from the successes and challenges of various countries' approaches to income inequality and workers' protections. The broader context informs discussions about the potential impact of policies and provides valuable insights into the complex interplay between economics, politics, and societal values on a global scale. Throughout history, there have been notable instances where society successfully tackled income inequality and bolstered worker protections. These successes offer valuable lessons and insights. During the Great Depression, President Franklin D. Roosevelt's New Deal programs introduced groundbreaking policies aimed at addressing economic inequality and improving worker protections. These programs included Social Security, unemployment insurance, and labor reforms that protected workers' rights. These initiatives not only provided immediate relief, but also laid the foundation for a more equitable and secure society. In the post-World War II era, many Western countries implemented reforms that reduced income inequality and improved worker protections. Progressive taxation, strong labor unions, and investments in education and healthcare created conditions for widespread prosperity. This period, often referred to as the Golden Age of capitalism, marked an historical success in balancing economic growth with societal well-being. The Nordic countries have achieved remarkable success in reducing income inequality and safeguarding workers' rights. Their social welfare models feature comprehensive safety nets, progressive taxation, and robust labor unions. These policies not only reduced income disparities, but also fostered strong social cohesion and economic stability. Many countries have implemented minimum wage policies that mitigate income inequality at the lower end of the income spectrum. While the specific impact varies, well-designed minimum wage laws can help lift low-wage workers out of poverty and narrow the income gap. South Korea, in the 1990s, implemented labor market reforms that included the introduction of a minimum wage and strengthening workers' rights. These changes were part of a broader strategy to promote shared economic growth and reduce income inequality. The reforms contributed to improved living standards for many South Koreans. Progressive taxation, where higher-income individuals pay a higher percentage of their income in taxes, has been a successful tool in reducing income inequality. Countries with progressive tax systems have used them to fund social programs and wealth redistribution efforts. Legislation promoting gender pay equity has made strides in narrowing income disparities between men and women. By addressing wage gaps and promoting workplace equality, these laws contribute to more equitable income distribution. Countries with universal healthcare systems have succeeded in reducing healthcare-related income inequality. Access to quality health care, regardless of income levels, ensures that health care costs do not disproportionately burden lower-income individuals and families. These historical successes serve as valuable models and case studies for policymakers and advocates seeking to address income inequality and strengthen worker protections. They demonstrate that through a combination of progressive policies, political will, and societal cooperation, it is possible to create a more equitable and inclusive society. Income inequality and worker protections have far-reaching implications for societies as a whole. Here we'll delve into the broader societal effects of these critical economic issues. Income inequality can lead to disparities in access to quality education. Children from lower-income families often face limited educational opportunities, which can perpetuate cycles of inequality. Conversely, societies that prioritize education equality tend to have more skilled and competitive workforces. Income disparities can also affect access to health care. In countries with significant income inequality and limited health care safety nets, lower-income individuals may struggle to afford necessary medical care. We're looking at you, Mississippi. This can result in health disparities, decreased life expectancy, and increased health care costs for society as a whole. Research suggests a link between income inequality and crime rates. Higher levels of income inequality can contribute to higher crime rates, and individuals facing economic hardship may turn to illegal activities as a means to survive. This has implications for community safety and law enforcement resources. Income inequality can strain social cohesion. High levels of inequality can erode trust and solidarity within communities, leading to social divisions. Conversely, societies that actively address income disparities tend to have stronger social bonds and greater sense of unity. Income inequality can fuel political polarization. When wealth and power are concentrated among a small elite, it can lead to discontent and frustration among the broader population. This can manifest in political movements and polarization, affecting governance and policy decisions. While excessive income inequality can be detrimental, moderate levels of inequality can incentivize innovation and entrepreneurship. Individuals with the potential for substantial financial gain may be motivated to create new businesses, technologies, and solutions. Income inequality can impact economic mobility. In societies with high levels of inequality, it can be more challenging for individuals to move up the economic ladder. Addressing income disparities can improve economic mobility and provide opportunities for upward mobility. Strong social safety nets, which help protect individuals during times of economic hardship, are often linked to lower income inequality. These safety nets can reduce poverty rates, improve overall well-being, and provide a safety net for those facing economic challenges. Ultimately, income inequality and worker protections shape the quality of life for individuals and communities. A fair and equitable distribution of resources can lead to improved living standards, greater economic security, and a more prosperous society. Societies that address income inequality and prioritize worker protections tend to be more economically resilient. A protected workforce is better equipped to weather economic downturns, reducing the need for government intervention during crises. Income inequality and worker protections are not isolated economic issues, but they permeate every aspect of society. Addressing these issues can lead to healthier, safer, and more cohesive communities with greater opportunities for all members. Understanding the societal impact is crucial to developing policies and initiatives that promote a fair and equitable future. As we look ahead, several emerging trends and factors are poised to shape the landscape of income inequality and worker protections in the coming years. The increasing automation of jobs and the adoption of artificial intelligence in various industries are expected to impact income distribution. While these technologies can enhance productivity, they may also lead to job displacement and wage disparities, particularly for low-skilled workers. Policymakers and businesses will need to consider strategies for reskilling and upskilling the workforce to navigate this transition. The gig economy and non-traditional work arrangements are likely to continue growing. This trend raises questions about worker protections and benefits for those in precarious employment. Policymakers may need to explore innovative solutions, such as portable benefits, to ensure workers in these roles have access to essential protections. The COVID-19 pandemic accelerated the adoption of remote work. As remote work becomes more widespread, it may impact income inequality by allowing workers in high-cost areas to earn higher wages while living in more affordable regions. Ensuring work-life balance and protecting remote workers' rights will be important considerations. The transition to a green economy may create new job opportunities while reshaping existing industries. Green jobs can contribute to reducing income inequality, but there may be challenges in ensuring that these jobs are accessible to a diverse range of workers. Policymakers will play a critical role in facilitating a just transition to a green economy. Changes in economic and fiscal policies, such as tax reforms and the expansion of social safety nets, can have a profound impact on income distribution. Debates over progressive taxation, wealth taxes, and universal basic income are likely to continue, shaping the future of income inequality. The COVID-19 pandemic exposed vulnerabilities in global supply chains. As countries reassess their supply chain strategies, there may be implications for worker protections and income inequality, particularly in industries affected by these changes. Some regions may implement labor market reforms aimed at addressing income inequality and strengthening worker protections. These reforms could include measures to enhance collective bargaining rights, raise minimum wages, and promote job security. Global challenges, such as pandemics, economic crises, and climate change, can have profound impacts on income distribution and worker protections. Preparing for these challenges and building resilience in the workforce will be essential. Policymakers, researchers, and businesses are likely to explore innovative policy solutions to address income inequality and worker protections. These innovations may include experiments with universal basic income, new approaches to worker classification, and creative ways to promote economic equity. In navigating these future trends, it's crucial for societies to strike a balance between fostering economic growth and ensuring fair distribution of its benefits. By proactively addressing income inequality and strengthening worker protection, nations can create more inclusive, resilient, and equitable economies for the future. Empowering you with actionable steps is essential to turn this discussion on income inequality and worker protections into a call for action. Here are some practical action steps you can take to contribute to positive change. Start by educating yourself on the complexities of income inequality and worker protection. Read books, articles, and reports from reputable sources. Understanding the issues is the first step towards advocating for change. Choose to support businesses that prioritize fair labor practices, workers' rights, and equitable pay. Look for certifications like Fair Trade or B Corp, and patronize companies with transparent and ethical supply chains. Engage with your local, state, or national representatives to advocate for policies that address income inequality and strengthen worker protections. Attend town hall meetings, write letters, and participate in grassroots campaigns to voice your concerns. Research the positions of political candidates on income inequality and labor issues. Vote for candidates who prioritize policies that promote economic equity and workers' rights, which are your issues. Consider joining or supporting labor unions and worker advocacy groups. These organizations play a crucial role in advocating for better wages, working conditions, and benefits for employees. Familiarize yourself with your labor rights, like being able to talk about your pay at your workplace, which is a protected activity. Understanding your rights as a worker is essential to ensuring fair treatment in the workplace. Resources from labor departments or worker advocacy groups can help. Encourage financial literacy in your community. Providing individuals with the knowledge and tools to manage their finances can help bridge income disparities and promote economic empowerment. Offer mentorship or support educational programs that help individuals from disadvantaged backgrounds acquire skills and knowledge to secure better employment opportunities. Advocate for robust social safety nets that provide protection for individuals facing economic hardships. Support policies that strengthen access to health care, unemployment benefits, and affordable housing. Get involved in community outreach programs that address income inequality on the local level. Volunteering your time and resources can make a meaningful impact. Encourage diversity and inclusivity in your workplace and community. Recognize the value of diverse perspectives and work towards creating environments where all individuals have equal opportunities. Continue to stay informed about developments in income inequality and worker protections. Engage in discussions, attend workshops or seminars, and stay connected with organizations working on these issues. Support initiatives that aim to reduce educational disparities. This can include advocating for equitable school funding, mentorship programs, and access to quality education for all. Participate in or support grassroots movements that are actively working to address income inequality and workers' rights. Grassroots efforts often play a pivotal role in advocating for change. Use your platform, whether it's through social media, your YouTube channel, or other means, to raise awareness about income inequality and worker protection. Amplify the voices of those affected by these issues. By adopting these action steps, you're empowered to take meaningful action in your personal lives and communities. Engagement and advocacy on these critical issues is a powerful way to drive positive change and work towards a fairer and more equitable society. In wrapping up this comprehensive exploration, my aim is to equip you with a profound understanding of the multifaceted issues surrounding income inequality and worker protections. By delving into historical context, examining global perspectives, and forecasting future trends, I hope to inspire critical thinking and informed action, ultimately contributing to a society that values fairness, opportunity, and inclusivity for all. As we conclude this deep dive into the critical issues of income inequality and worker protections, it's abundantly clear that these topics are not merely abstract concepts confined to economic textbooks. They are the defining features of our societies, influencing the daily lives of billions of people worldwide. We've journeyed through the annals of history, dissected trends, explored global perspectives, and glimpsed into the future. Now, it's time to reflect on what we've uncovered and chart a course for a fairer future. Throughout our exploration, we've seen the profound impact of income inequality on education, healthcare, social cohesion, and beyond. We've also delved into the intricacies of workers' protection, examining the decline of unions, state-level policies, and the global landscape of labor rights. The complexity of these issues can be daunting, but it's precisely this complexity that demands our engagement. My hope is that this episode has not only informed, but also inspired you to become active participants in the pursuit of a more equitable world. Here's what we can collectively strive for. Let's advocate for policies and initiatives that reduce income inequality and strengthen worker protections. But advocacy alone is not enough. Let's also commit to educating ourselves and others, fostering a deeper understanding of these complex issues. By supporting businesses that prioritize ethical labor practices and workers' rights, we can drive positive change from the ground up. Our choices as consumers have the power to influence corporate behavior. Engage in civic life by participating in elections, attending town hall meetings, and communicating with elected officials. Your voice matters, and it's a powerful tool for shaping policy decisions. Know your rights as a worker and encourage others to do the same. Empowering individuals with knowledge of their rights is a vital step in ensuring fair treatment in the workplace. Strengthen community bonds by supporting local organizations, volunteering, and engaging in grassroots movements. Building resilient communities is a cornerstone of addressing income inequality. Recognize that income inequality is a global challenge. Learn from successful approaches in other countries and advocate for international cooperation to address these issues on a global scale. Embrace innovation and adaptation in the face of changing economic landscapes. Technologies like automation and remote work offer opportunities for transformation, but we must ensure they benefit all, not just a select few. Advocate for equitable education opportunities for all, as education is a potent tool for reducing income disparities and promoting upward mobility. Understand that addressing income inequality and worker protections is not a solitary endeavor. It requires collective action, the synergy of individuals, communities, businesses, and governments working together. As we draw this episode to a close, remember that you have the capacity to contribute to positive change, no matter how big or small your actions may seem. Your engagement in these vital discussions and your commitment to equitable practices can help shape a future where income inequality diminishes and the rights of workers are fortified. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you found this video informative and thought-provoking. This is the point at which others tell you, if you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more content just like this. But we know that kind of thing is for losers. Don't be a loser. And as always, I welcome your feedback and ideas for future videos in the comments section below. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep embracing your inner nude, dude.